Experience the freedom of flying with Freedom Airlines. Freedom Airlines, expand your horizons.
Great education prepares learners for life. At Salaam School in Nairobi, South Sea, we enrich the mind through academic excellence, integrated Islamic studies, and crucial technological skills. We have an environment where every student can thrive, and our fun co-curricular activities make your child love the journey. We offer the globally recognized Cambridge IGCSE curriculum. Secure your child's future at Salaam School. Interviews ongoing.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we shall be taking questions today related to the topic of fasting and any other questions that you might have, inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa usalli wa usallimu ala al-mab'uthi rahmatan lil alamin wa qudwatan lil amilin wa mahajjatan lis salikin wa hujjatan ala al-ibadi ajma'in. بعثه الله بالإيمان ناديا وإلى دار السلام داعيا. أما بعد أيها الأحبة. We are continuing with our lecture series regarding the issue of fasting. There are groups of people who are given reprieve from fasting. They are allowed not to fast permanently or temporarily and pay later. Either permanently not allowed to fast, or they temporarily not fast and pay later. So we shall look at these groups of people. From the people who are sick, the people who are travelers, the ladies who are pregnant or breastfeeding, the people who are performing the ibad of jihad, and so on and so forth. A mistake before we start our lecture. Someone is going for Umrah in the month of Ramadan. He's booked his ticket, he knows his flight is tomorrow. When Ramadan, he knows his flight is tomorrow. So what they do, some of them, is that they take their breakfast. They say, today I am a traveler, I take my breakfast because I'm traveling. Then they reach the airport, and to the shock of their lives, and it happens very many times, is that the trip is cancelled. The flight is cancelled. So they have eaten on a day that they should have been fasting. So they have made a mistake. What mistake have they done? They broke their fast, yet they had no excuse for breaking their fast. They were not yet considered as musafir. Because many are living in the mosque, and this is a mistake that many people do. You cannot take the rulings of a musafir until you become a musafir confirmed. Right, together. The first category of people, ikhwani fillah, that are allowed to break their fast is the sick person. The person who is sick. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِّنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. And there's no khilaf amongst the Muslims with regards to this issue. What is the sickness that gives you this exemption from fasting the month of Ramadan? The first issue, ikhwan fillah, is the sickness will increase if you fast. If you are afraid, ikhwan fillah, that the sickness that you have is a severe sickness, it will increase even more if you fast, or it will become very difficult for you to fast, then you are allowed to break your fast. You are allowed to break your fast based on the evidences from Surah Al-Baqarah. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِّنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرَ. Whoever amongst you is sick or is traveling, then they can pay on other days. The next issue, ikhwan fillah, is a person is very sick. If they fast, they will definitely die. What is the ruling on such a person? Now, what is the ruling on such a person? Now, it is haram for them to fast. It's haram for them to fast. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ. Do not kill yourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى تَهْلُكَ. Do not put your hands for your destruction. So, ikhwani fillah, a situation that becomes haram for you to fast. Also, ikhwani fillah, if you're in a state of hunger and you're going to die as a result, then you come upon something that is haram for you to eat, like a pig or a dog and such. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to eat it, but do not eat it to your fill. Do not eat to your fill. Eat what is sufficient to regain your energy. Type. What if you have a small sickness? You're just coughing or a headache. Does that allow you to break your fast in Ramadan? You have just a small, you have some sneezing or some cold or some flu. You're allowed to break your fast? No. It is the fast that harms you. If you're going to fast and that fasting is going to harm you or increase your disease, then you're allowed to break your fast. The next issue, we have so many issues before the questions. The person who is sick and they expect that they will get better in the future. A person is very sick, they are not able to fast this year or these 2 years or these 3 years, then they are allowed to break their fast and eat, but when they get better, they must pay their fast. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. Whoever amongst you is sick or is traveling, then they pay other days. This verse is very clear. It does not say the period of sickness. You can be sick for a day or 2 days or 3 days or 5 years, 10 years. As long as you get better eventually or you're going to get better, you must pay those days, regardless of the number of years that you're sick. So someone is sick 5 years, 10 years, they have not fasted, the siyam is still obligated upon them. They can't say we are feeding now. The obligation is still upon them because that's a sickness that they recover from. The opposite is a person who is very sick, a sickness that they do not expect to recover from. Such a person, they feed every day a poor person 1.5 kgs of the staple food. A person who is very sick, terminal sickness. Someone has leukemia, for example, has cancer that prevents them from fasting, that is progressive, or has a disease that's really progressive, and it's a terminal sickness. The doctors say you have X number of years to live. Such a person, they're allowed to feed. But not all terminal diseases are the same. We have some diseases that have appeared, like these STDs and this AIDS and so on and so forth. 20 years ago, it was very terminal. But with the progress of medical, you find people who have AIDS living for 20, 30, 40 years. Such a person should still fast if they're able to fast. They cannot say that is a terminal disease. Yes, it's a terminal disease, but you're going to live or outlive many of us. You're going to outlive many of us, probably. So that does not qualify. The terminal diseases are the diseases they're told you have 2 years to live, 3 years to live, or something of that sort. And fasting is very difficult for you. If a person who is sick decides to fast, is the fast accepted? Easiest question. Someone is very sick, but they want to fast, and they fast. Is their fast accepted? Easy question. That's a question for babies. Yes, their fast is accepted, even if they force themselves. What if they get well during the day? Do they continue with their fast, or they're allowed to break their fast if they wish? They must continue with their fast. They no longer have that reason that allows them to break their fast. A person who is sick can decide to fast. Then 3 hours, 4 hours later, says it's too difficult for me, I'm not able to. Then he can break a fast, no harm. But if they are sick and they get well during the day, they must continue finishing their fast unless there's another reason whereby their life becomes threatened because of another reason, maybe extreme fast or something of that sort. The next issue, that is the person who is sick. We have finished all the issues. So if a person gets well during the day, a person who was sick, they were not eating, they were not fasting, then they get well during the day. The two groups we mentioned before, some of the scholars, they say the remainder of the day they should not eat or drink. But this is not the correct opinion. The opinion of Imam Malik and Imam Shafi'i, they say there's no benefit to prohibit that person from not eating or drinking. It does not benefit. It does not count as a Ramadan, neither does it bring any other benefit. So they can eat and drink, but not openly or publicly. The next issue, is the person who's allowed to break their fast is also the traveler. يَجُوزُ لِلْمُسَافِرِ أَن يُفْطِرَ وذلك باتفاق المذاهب الفقهية الأربعة. It is allowed for the traveler to break his fast, and this is the opinion of the four madhabs: the Hanafiya, the Malikiya, the Shafi'iyya, and the Hanabila. The Hanafiya, the Malikiya, the Shafi'iyya, and the Hanabila. Question: why do the books of fiqh keep these names in this order? They started with Hanafiya, Malikiya, Shafi'iyya, Hanabila. Why do they keep it in this order?
Because Hanafiya came first, and then Malik was next, and then Shafi'i was next, and then Muhammad was last.
طيب. Excellent. Because of the years of their deaths. Imam Abu Hanifa died first, then Shafi'i, then Malik, then Shafi'i, and then Ahmed. طيب. We have, mashallah, very many people in the mosque. We'll give a present, inshallah. I'll give you one of my books, inshallah. Who knows the years that these imams passed away? The years that these four great imams of fiqh, they passed away. Muhammad is laughing. I can see him laughing. Who knows? They get a present, inshallah. The years of these four imams when they passed away. Are you sure? If you get wrong, you get you bring a book. Yeah, who knows? Let's memorize together. Let's memorize together. And don't forget after today. Type, it's very important to memorize al-wafayat, the deaths of scholars. Imam Abu Hanifa, he passed away in the year 150 of the Hijri calendar. The year 150 of the Hijri calendar. The year 150 of the Hijri calendar. Are we together? This is the same year, for benefit, that Imam Shafi'i was born in Gaza. Imam Shafi'i was born in Gaza. So Imam Abu Hanifa, Nu'man bin Thabit, passed away in the year 150 of the Hijri calendar. طيب. Imam Malik ibn Anas, the Imam of Medina, passed away in the year 179 of the Hijri calendar. The year 179. So there's a difference of 29 years between 150 and 179. He died in the year 179. طيب. Can see people are memorizing. طيب. The next Imam is Imam al-Shafi'i, Imam Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i rahimahullah. He passed away in the year 204 of the Hijri calendar. 204. How old was Imam Shafi'i when he passed away? Just for benefit. No, 63 was the Prophet, Abu Bakr, Umar, Aisha, and others. How old was he? He was 54. He was born 150 and he passed away at 204. He was 54. So Imam Shafi'i, Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i, passed away in the year 204 of the Hijri calendar. طيب. Imam Ahmed ibn Hanbal al-Shaybani, rahimahullah, he passed away in the year 241 of the Hijri calendar. 241 of the Hijri calendar. So this is how the scholars, they arrange the names. Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmed ibn Hanbal al-Shaybani. طيب. Which year did Imam Malik pass away? Who can say all four? Who is ready for the test? طيب. Let me start with you. You ready? طيب. Bismillah. And I'm going to trick you. Which year did Imam Ahmed pass away? Don't cheat. Man ghasha falaysa minna. 241. No, he gave answers. The answers been flown around. 241. Imam Abu Hanifa? 179. Wrong. Next one. Right hand. Bismillah. You ready? Imam Shafi'i. He dead. Which year? 5, 4, 3, 204. Imam Ahmed? 5, 4, 241. Imam Shafi'i? Imam Ahmed? Imam Malik? Imam Shafi'i? Imam Bukhari? He's copying. No, don't accuse him of things you're not aware. Imam Abu Hanifa? Are you copying really? You can't be copying in a mosque. No way. Who else? Who else can do it? Last person. Then you go to the people on the right. Imam Shafi'i. Imam Ahmed. Imam Malik. Imam Abu Hanifa. Imam Malik. Imam Ahmed. Imam Bukhari. طيب. Last one. Imam Shafi'i. Imam Ahmed. Imam Abu Hanifa. Imam Malik. طيب, these are the 4 great Imams of the madhab. So, you're allowed as a Muslim to break your fast because of travel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. The next issue is, what is the ruling of a person who is traveling and the travel is not difficult for them? Should they fast or should they break their fast? Which one is better? Should they break their fast or should they fast? Understood the issue. You're traveling from Mombasa in the month of Ramadan. You're allowed to break your fast. But which one is better? To eat or to fast? Type. This is an opinion, an issue the scholars have differed upon. The first opinion, they say, the majority of the scholars, as-sawmu afdalullah, fasting is better for them, and this is the madhab of the Hanafiya, the Malikiya, and the Shafi'iyya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَن تَصُومُوا خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ, and fast is better for you if you knew it. The second opinion is the opinion of the Shafi'iyya, of the Hanabila. The Prophet ﷺ says, لَيْسَ مِنَ الْبِرِّ الصَّوْمُ فِي السَّفَرِ. It is not from piety to fast when traveling. So the scholars have differed based on these 2 hadiths. But the correct opinion, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, is that goes back to the state of the person. A particular person, it will be best for them to fast, and another person, it will be best for them to break their fast. So it goes back to the particular person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. What is the ruling of a person who travels and they wants to fast, but that fast is very difficult for them? They're insisting on fasting, but there's travel, and that travel is difficult, and the fast will be difficult for them. What is the ruling for them? He's allowed to fast, but it's preferred for him to break his fast and to pay it later. Some people find it difficult to pay it later. It's difficult to be alone to do an act of worship. You rather have a group of people that you associate with. So some people find that difficult. But it's best for you not to keep yourself in a state that will harm yourself or destroy yourself. What about the person who is a pilot or the truck driver? Every single day they're on the road with a trailer, or they're flying every day, including the month of Ramadan. What should they do? They should fast. Why is they're allowed, based on the ayah, on the verse, they're allowed to break their fast? Why are you forcing them to fast? It's constantly on the road. They're allowed to break their fast, but they should find a period where they will pay back that fast. They should find a period in their lives. They will take 21 days off, maybe if they follow the contracts of our country, or whatever period. They'll have to find a day. I don't think they'll be traveling constantly for the next 10, 20 years. Even if their sum continues to pile up, they still have to pay. They still have to pay. Type. The next issue, is the person who breaks his fast as a traveler. Of course, they have to pay it later, the number of days they have missed. The mistake that people do is the issue of the airport. The day of Umrah, you're going to the airport. Your flight is at, let's say, 12 p.m., noon, or 1 p.m. So that day they take the breakfast. The day of Ramadan. They have put on the ihram or they have worn normal clothes. They go to the airport. Then the flight is cancelled. Are you together? So they have missed a day of Ramadan, and they had no reason to miss that day, honestly. The scholars, they say, one of the rules, they say, Al-hukmu yaduru ma'illatihi wujudan wa adama. Every ruling in Islam that has a reason, that reason has to be present for that ruling to be present. That reason has to be present for that ruling to be present. So the reason of you breaking your fast is travel. That travel has to be there. And travel does not start when you started the travel, is when you have left the area that is considered your residence. Whatever is considered the area of residence, be it, some scholars say 80 kilometers, you have come out of your residence at a distance of 80 kilometers, you're no longer a resident, now you're a traveler. So you have to ensure, that you have started traveling for you to start breaking your fast, for you to start shortening your prayers. It's easy, Khanifillah, if you shorten your prayers. For example, you are leaving at the time of Dhuhr. Then you pray Dhuhr 4 rak'ah, then you pray Asr 2 rak'ah. You go to the airport, you're told the flight is cancelled. You come back home, you pray Asr, of course, 4 rak'ah. You have no reason. That 2 rak'ah did not count, honestly. You're not a traveler for you to pray that too. So it's if you make this mistake with Salah, it's easy to pay back. But if you eat, how are you going to pay back? You're going to start your fast from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. You're going to compensate 4 hours behind you and 4 hours in front. It does not work. It does not work like that. Type. إذا سافر أثناء النهار رمضان, when a person travels during the day of Ramadan, وخرج من بلده. You see this condition, he says, and they have left their residence, their area of residence, فله أن يفطر.